Hello everyone, this is Anto Ramya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science from St.Josephs College, Hosur. In this video, we'll be seeing about Python objects. So Python object, it uses object model for data abstraction and for storage. And it uses object-oriented programming concepts, which is not compulsory, it is optional. And here are the three characteristics of Python objects: identity, type, and value. The identity can be obtained from the function id. The type, in the sense what type of value the object is going to hold, that will be taken care of here. And value, what value you're going to pass to an object. And these are the internal types. The first one is code. So code is executed by the Python interpreter. And if you are having many lines of codes, you can segregate it as functions, classes, modules, etc. The next one is frame. So frame is is important for understanding how the program is going to get executed. And once you understand the flow of the program, it is easy to clear the errors. That is, debugging can also be easy in this. And it contains information about all the variables and where the functions are called and everything. So in short, to say, the frame is going to tell you how the particular program is going to get executed. Next one is traceback. Traceback is very effective for identifying the errors and clearing them. It will give you the exact line and where the particular error is occurred. The next one is slice. So if there is a string and you're going to extract a part of the string from that, so that time we can use this method slice. And slice is having three parts: the beginning of the substring where you want, and the ending of the substring, and step. Step in the sense increment the value or decrement value. Next one is ellipsis. So ellipsis is serves as a placeholder in Python. It is mostly used in stubs. And next one is xrange. Xrange is actually obsolete. It is not used in from Python 3. It was used in Python 2. It is just for saving memory. And these are standard built-in functions. The first one is CMP. It is for comparing. So when you're going to compare two objects, let's say you're comparing object 1 and object 2. If object 1 is less than object 2, it will return a value less than 0. So less than 0 in the sense it is going to be -1. And if object 1 is greater than object 2, the value that is going to be returned will be greater than 0. So let's say it is 1. And if object 1 and object 2 are equal, the value returned will be 0. So here you can see the example on the right hand side. Result is equal to compare 2, 3. So 2 is less than 3. It is true. So it is going to return the value that is less than 0, which is -1. The next function is REPR. It stands for representation. So it is going to represent the particular string as a evaluatable string. So here x is equal to 42, a is equal to representation of x. When you're going to print a, it is printed as a evaluated string. So that is going to be 42 within quotes. Next one is str. It is also a string only, but it is going to represent the string as a printable string. So x is equal to 42, string is equal to, we are going to use representation of string and we are printing the string. You can see it is again printing 42. So next one, type. It is going to return the data type of a particular value. X is equal to 42, print type of x. So x42 is a integer value, so it is going to print class int. So then next are basic guidelines that we have to follow for a Python program. The first one, the very important one, is indentation. So here in Python, we will not be using any brackets to split the program into blocks of codes. Instead, instead of all that brackets, we'll be using spaces. So 4 spaces will be used per indentation level. So here is an example. You can see def. It tells that we are starting a function. The next name of the function is given my function. And you can see colon, it denotes the beginning of a particular block. So after colon, you will have to leave 4 spaces. That is the indentation. So you can see the def and the print is not in the same line, means in the same vertical line. It has 4 spaces. So print hello world is printed. The second one is maximum line length. So here the maximum line length allowed is 79 characters. And you can see the example, long line is equal to, it is more than, the particular line is more than 79 characters, so it is moved on to the next line. And you can see the double quotes is there at the beginning of the line and the end of the line, again in the beginning of the second line and the end of the second line. So the next one is comments. We are, as already discussed, comments are not going to get executed. So it is merely for making the program to be easily understandable. So to make a program easily understandable, the comment should be as a sentence, not as a code again. And here is the example, result is equal to x plus y. So you can see in the comment, calculate the sum is given. So we are going to add x plus y. So that is why it is mentioned as calculate the sum. The next one is documentation. So documentation strings that can be retrieved using doc, that is a special variable that is used. You can see underscore in front of doc as well as at the end of the doc. So what they are going to do is at the beginning of each method or a beginning of module or a package, anything, we can use this documentation string that is going to tell the purpose of that particular module or the particular function for what we are going to use it. Next, we are going to see about choosing identifier names. So identifier in the sense the names of variables, functions, classes, methods, packages, modules, everything. So first the name should be descriptive. So see the example, total sum is equal to calculate sum of x comma y. So it tells us there is a function called as calculate sum. It is accepting two values x and y, and the result of this is stored in the variable called as total sum. Second, avoid unambiguous abbreviations. So see the example again, uCNT is equal to get user CNT. So we can't exactly understand what the particular variables are going to do or what that particular function is going to do. So we need to avoid abbreviations and give descriptive names. Consistent naming style. So throughout the program, we need to follow the same styling for identifiers. Use indentation revealing names. So what the particular intent is going to be, whether we are going to add two values or subtract two values, or we are going to get the values for that, like that we have to give the particular name correctly. So x is equal to get data of. So here this function is going to get data of x and give. Next one is avoid name clashes. We should not use the same name for variables, functions, methods, classes, everything. Use different names. In the example, it is given sum is equal to sum of numbers. So the variable is also a sum and the function name is also a sum, which is going to be confusing. So here is a first Python program. The first line is a comment line which is not going to get executed. Get input from the user. So user input is equal to input, enter a number. So here in this line, user input is a variable name is equal to input is a function that is going to help us accept input. And in Python, in older versions of Python, instead of input, we were using raw input. After Python 3 only, the raw input is changed into input. So we are going to input a value, and for that we are giving a user-friendly message called as enter a number. So in the next line, number is equal to int of user input. So like we already discussed, user input, the whatever input is we are going to get, it will be stored only as a string in Python. So here the user input variable is going to accept a number, but it is also going to be stored as a string. So we are converting that number into integer. So the first two lines can be combined into a single line also, like user input is equal to int input of enter a number, like that also we can give. So now we have accepted a number. We are going to check whether the number is greater than 0 or less than 0 or the number is 0 itself. The first one, if you see, if number greater than 0, then print the number is positive. Else if the number is less than 0, then we are going to print it as negative. Else we are going to print the number as 0. And here you can see the indentation part also. If is a conditional statement, we have given number greater than 0 colon, we are beginning a block. So after that, in the next line, at the beginning, you can see there is a tab space, that is 4 spaces are there, and then only we are starting print. So here if number is greater than 0, then it will go inside the block. So inside the block we are having only one line, that is print the number is positive. That's all, it will print and come out. If the first condition is false, if number is not greater than 0, then it will go to the else if part. Again in else if also we have given a condition number less than 0. So if number is less than 0 is true, then only it will go inside the block. Again inside the block we are having only one line, that is print the number is negative. So if this condition is false, then only it will go to the else part. Again, there also we are having a block, and there is only one line inside the block that is going to print the number is 0. So here is our two statements, two programs where you need to identify the errors in the following programs just for checking what you have understood through this video. Thank you.